Have you ever stared at the ceiling at 2 a.m., knowing tomorrow is coming fast, and your heart feels like it cannot carry one more hour? If that is you, breathe with me right now. You are not weak, and you are not crazy. You are sensitive because you are called. God's chosen ones often feel tomorrow before it arrives. But tonight, we are not chasing the next week, the next month, or the next year. We are trusting God with the next 24 hours, one sacred step at a time. Celestial Chosen is a place for the ones who have been through the fire and still believe God is real. If you have felt different your whole life, if you have carried burdens that nobody noticed, you are in the right place. Subscribe so you do not miss the next message, because these words are not random. They are a reminder sent on purpose. Over the next 24 hours, God will prove that He can hold what you cannot. Your job is not to control every outcome. Your job is to stay aligned, stay humble, and stay faithful. One sign you are a chosen one is that you cannot pretend for long. You can try to fit in, try to laugh it off, try to numb it out, but deep down, your spirit refuses counterfeit peace. You would rather be alone than be fake. You would rather be quiet than be loud and empty. God wired you for truth, and truth makes you uncomfortable in shallow rooms. That is why you feel the tension when people smile, but carry hidden motives. You are not paranoid. You are discerning, and God is training your senses. Another sign is the strange pull toward solitude. Not loneliness that breaks you, but isolation that shapes you. God separates before He sends. In the quiet, He rebuilds your courage. In the silence, He teaches you His voice. Many people cannot handle being alone, so they stay distracted. But you have been pressed into stillness, and it has revealed what matters. Over the next 24 hours, do not fear the quiet. Let it be holy ground. Let it be the place where God strengthens your inner life. You may also notice that your joy triggers people. Your growth makes certain friends uncomfortable. Your boundaries feel like rejection to those who benefited from your lack of limits. That is a chosen one pattern. When God starts lifting you, the wrong people start slipping away. It hurts, but it is mercy. Do not chase what God is removing. Trust Him with the next 24 hours and watch how He protects you through separation. Sometimes God answers your prayers by creating distance between you and what would have destroyed you. A chosen one often carries a tender heart and a warrior spirit at the same time. You can forgive, but you will not be fooled twice. You can love deeply, but you will not compromise your calling to keep someone comfortable. That balance confuses people because they want you either soft enough to manipulate or hard enough to blame. But you are becoming steady. In the next 24 hours, ask God for wisdom, not just relief. Wisdom is what keeps you free. Relief without wisdom only repeats the cycle, but wisdom changes your entire direction. Now let us talk about the struggles, because you have not just had a hard day. Some of you have lived through hard seasons. Betrayal from family, abandonment from friends, false accusations at work, private battles you could not explain. And the worst part was not the pain itself, it was the question that haunted you. Why would God allow this if He loves me? Hear me clearly. God did not abandon you. He was building endurance in you. He was shaping integrity in you. He was preparing you for assignment, not applause. Many chosen ones are targeted because they shine without trying. You expose darkness by walking in light. That is why gossip follows you, why jealousy rises around you, why people misinterpret your silence as arrogance. You were not created to argue with every voice. You were created to answer God's voice. Over the next 24 hours, stop rehearsing what you would say to people who misunderstood you. Give that energy back to God. Your peace is not laziness. Your peace is spiritual authority. When you stop reacting, you start reigning in quiet confidence. Some of you have been in survival mode so long that peace feels unsafe. When life has been unpredictable, your mind tries to control everything to prevent the next hit. But control is a heavy god, and it always demands more. It steals sleep. It steals joy. It steals presence. God is inviting you into trust, and trust is not denial. Trust is surrender with your eyes open. In the next 24 hours, practice small surrender. Hand God the meeting, the phone call, the bill, the conversation, the timing, the outcome. Here is a painful truth many chosen ones face. You have been the helper, the fixer, the responsible one. People leaned on you, but few poured back into you. You carried everyone's emergencies, while your own needs were minimized. And when you finally got tired, some people called you selfish. That is not God's voice. God does not shame you for needing rest. Over the next 24 hours, let God reintroduce you to healthy boundaries. A boundary is not a wall of hate. It is a door of wisdom with a lock of peace. Another struggle is spiritual fatigue. You pray, but you feel drained. You try to be strong, but you feel empty. You do all the right things, yet the pressure keeps coming. Listen, the enemy loves exhausted believers because tired hearts are easier to distract. But God renews, not by pushing harder, but by abiding deeper. In the next 24 hours, do not measure your faith by how loud you feel. Measure it by where you return. Return to God's presence. Return to His promises. Return to simple obedience that restores your strength. Some of you are carrying regret. You replay mistakes, relationships, choices, words you wish you could take back. And you wonder if you missed your moment. But God is not limited by your timeline. Redemption is His specialty. He can take what you thought ruined you and turn it into wisdom that rescues others. Over the next 24 hours, stop punishing yourself for being human. Confess what you need to confess, learn what you need to learn, then release the burden. God's mercy is not fragile. It is strong enough to restart you. Let us speak to the ones who feel attacked for no clear reason. You did not start the conflict, yet you became the target. You tried to do right, yet doors slammed. You tried to stay humble, yet people mocked your faith. That is spiritual warfare, and it often intensifies when you are close to breakthrough. Over the next 24 hours, do not interpret resistance as rejection. Sometimes resistance is confirmation. When the enemy pushes, it is because God is pulling you forward. Put on spiritual armor through prayer, truth, and calm determination. There is also the struggle of waiting. Waiting for a job shift. Waiting for healing. Waiting for clarity. Waiting for an apology that may never come. Waiting can feel like being stuck, but in God's hands, waiting is training. It strengthens patience. It reveals motives. It purifies desires. Over the next 24 hours, do not waste your waiting by complaining. Use it as an altar. Say, God, I do not know how, but I know you are good. I do not know when, but I know you are faithful. I trust you today. Now we move into revelation, because this is where everything changes. Your pain was not random. It was refining. Your isolation was not punishment. It was preparation. Your delays were not denial. They were protection. God has been guiding you away from shortcuts that would have stolen your future. He has been removing idols you did not realize you carried. He has been teaching you that your identity is not your outcomes. Your identity is His child, His vessel, His chosen one. Over the next 24 hours, you are not trying to earn love. You are responding to love. A chosen one learns that faith is not a mood, it is a decision. Faith is choosing God's truth when feelings shout fear. Faith is walking forward while you still have questions. Faith is obeying even when you do not get applause. In the next 24 hours, you do not need perfect clarity. You need a willing heart. God often gives light for the next step, not the full staircase. If He showed you everything at once, you would panic. So He gives you enough. Enough strength for today. Enough grace for today. Enough provision for today. Here is the turning point for many people. You stop asking, "Why me?" and you start asking, "What in me is God building?" That question turns a victim mindset into a disciple mindset. It turns suffering into significance. It turns frustration into focus. Over the next 24 hours, when something irritates you, pause and ask, "What is this teaching me?" When someone provokes you, pause and ask, "What is God shaping in my character?" When you face uncertainty, pause and ask, "Where is God inviting me to trust?" This is spiritual maturity, and it protects your destiny. Trusting God with the next 24 hours also means trusting Him with people. Some of you are trying to manage relationships through anxiety. You overthink texts. You replay conversations. You try to keep the peace by shrinking your truth. But God never asked you to control other hearts. He asked you to guard your own. In the next 24 hours, release the need to be understood by everyone. God understands you fully. Release the need to win every argument. God will defend you in His timing. Release the need to keep every connection. God will keep what is meant for you. Trusting God means you do not feed fear with imagination. Fear loves to paint the worst picture and call it wisdom. But worry is not preparation. It is a thief. It robs you of today while pretending to protect tomorrow. Over the next 24 hours, choose a new habit. When a fearful thought arrives, do not build a home for it. Label it and hand it to God. Say, "Father, you did not give me a spirit of fear. You gave me power, love, and a sound mind." Then breathe and return to the task in front of you. Chosen ones, your life is not a series of accidents. God has been arranging divine appointments, even in your hardest nights. That moment you almost gave up but did not. That friend who called at the exact time. That sermon that answered your private question. That closed door that saved you from the wrong path. God has been active. In the next 24 hours, watch for small mercies. A calm moment. A clear idea. A supportive message. A delay that protects you. A redirection that guides you. Miracles are not always loud. Sometimes they look like peace returning to your chest. Let us talk about prayer in a way that feels practical. Over the next 24 hours, you do not need long, perfect sentences. You need honest surrender. Try this. God, I give you my morning. I give you my decisions. I give you my conversations. I give you my body and my mind. I give you my finances. I give you my family. I give you my future. Guide me in what to say and what to remain silent about. Help me notice temptation before it grows. Help me recognize your voice above the noise. This is not performance. This is relationship. A chosen one learns to trust God even with timing. You might be ready before the door is ready. You might be anointed before the platform is prepared. God is not slow. He is precise. In the next 24 hours, if something feels delayed, do not despair. Ask God what to do while you wait. Study, prepare, rest, forgive, clean up loose ends, build consistency, strengthen your habits. Often the blessing is ready, but God is making you ready to carry it without losing your soul. Because God cares more about your character than your comfort, and that is love. Some of you need to trust God with your body in the next 24 hours. Stress has lived in your shoulders, your stomach, your jaw. You have carried pressure like it is normal. But God designed you for peace. Take a moment. Unclench your hands. Relax your breath. Thank God for the body He gave you. Ask Him to heal what is inflamed, calm what is anxious, strengthen what is weak. Then take a wise step. Drink water. Eat something nourishing. Step outside for a short walk. Sleep when you can. Your health is part of your calling, and rest is spiritual stewardship. Trusting God does not mean you ignore responsibilities. It means you face them with God instead of alone. Over the next 24 hours, do what you can do, then stop. Make the call. Send the email. Pay what you can pay. Apply for the job. Show up on time. Speak with integrity. Then refuse to carry what belongs to God. Your effort is obedience. The outcome is His domain. When you try to control outcomes, you become exhausted and bitter. When you obey and release, you become steady and joyful. This is how chosen ones endure without becoming hardened. Another part of trust is resisting temptation. The enemy does not always attack with obvious evil. Sometimes he offers relief that looks harmless. A distraction, a compromise, a secret habit, a numbing escape. In the next 24 hours, be alert. Ask yourself, will this choice bring me closer to God or dull my spirit? Chosen ones are not perfect, but they are awake. When you fall, you get up quickly. When you drift, you return quickly. God is not waiting to punish you. He is calling you back to alignment because He wants to protect what He placed inside you. If you feel unseen, trust God with that too. Many chosen ones serve quietly, and it feels like nobody notices. But heaven notices. God sees what you do when nobody claps. He sees the sacrifices, the tears, the discipline, the hidden prayers. In the next 24 hours, do not measure your worth by human recognition. Humans forget. God remembers. Humans misjudge. God understands. Humans can praise you today and criticize you tomorrow. But God's love is stable. Let that stability become your foundation. When you are rooted in God, you do not need constant validation. You become unshakable. Some of you are carrying anger that you try to spiritualize away. You say you are fine, but the wound is still open. You feel betrayed, used, misrepresented, overlooked. God can handle your honesty. In the next 24 hours, bring Him the real emotion. Say, Father, this hurt me. I feel angry. I feel disappointed. I feel tired. Then ask Him to cleanse your heart. Forgiveness is not pretending it did not happen. Forgiveness is releasing your right to revenge and trusting God to judge righteously. When you forgive, you do not excuse them. You free yourself. A key revelation for chosen ones is this: your story will become someone else's survival guide. The hardest chapters often become the loudest testimony. God does not waste pain. He redeems it. In the next 24 hours, do not despise your scars. They prove you lived through what tried to break you. They prove God carried you. And when the time is right, you will speak with authority, not because you read a quote, but because you walked through the valley and discovered God was faithful there too. Subscribe to stay connected, because these messages are training for your next level. Trusting God with the next 24 hours also includes your finances. Money pressure can feel like a constant threat, but fear does not multiply provision. Wisdom does. In the next 24 hours, do one wise thing. Track what you spend. Cut what drains you. Ask for counsel. Apply for opportunities. Be faithful with what you have. And refuse to panic. God is your provider, but He also teaches stewardship. He may open a door, but He also may teach discipline. Either way, your future is not doomed. Your life is not defined by a current lack. God can shift your story quickly, and He often starts with daily faithfulness. Some of you need to trust God with your family relationships. You love them, but they do not understand you. They may belittle your faith, mock your boundaries, or pull you back into old patterns. Over the next 24 hours, honor them without surrendering your identity. Love them without losing yourself. Pray for them without arguing with them. Sometimes the most powerful sermon is your steady life. When they see you calm under pressure, kind under attack, and consistent under stress, they will wonder what changed you. Then you can point to Jesus. Your peace will become your witness. Trusting God with the next 24 hours is also trusting Him with your mind. Many chosen ones are deep thinkers. You analyze patterns. You notice details. You feel responsible for solutions. But the mind can become a prison when it never rests. In the next 24 hours, practice mental worship. Replace rumination with prayer. Replace self-talk with truth. Replace fear loops with gratitude. Start listing what God has already done for you. He saved you from things you did not even see. He carried you through seasons you thought would end you. That same God is with you now. He is not intimidated by your tomorrow. Some of you are in a season where God is asking you to move in silence. Not because you are powerless, but because you are maturing. You do not need to announce every plan. You do not need to explain yourself to every critic. Over the next 24 hours, let your fruit speak. Let your character speak. Let your consistency speak. The enemy wants you to react, because reaction pulls you into his script. But when you stay calm, you stay in God's script. Silence can be a weapon of trust. It says, God, I know you see, and I know you will handle what I cannot. Here is a practical picture. Tomorrow has 24 hours, but God is not asking you to carry all 24 at once. He gives grace in portions. Morning grace, afternoon grace, evening grace. When you try to hold the whole day in one thought, anxiety spikes. In the next 24 hours, break your day into small altars. Before you start work, pause and pray. Before you check messages, pause and breathe. Before you eat, pause and thank God. Before you sleep, pause and release the day. These small moments keep your spirit connected. This is how chosen ones stay grounded in a noisy world. Trusting God does not mean you will not feel fear. It means fear will not lead. Courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is obedience in the presence of fear. In the next 24 hours, if you feel nervous, do not shame yourself. Name it and then choose faith. Say, God, I feel afraid, but I will do the right thing anyway. I will speak truth anyway. I will show up anyway. I will be kind anyway. I will keep my integrity anyway. Fear will try to negotiate with you, but you do not negotiate with fear. You submit to God and you move forward. Let us address the ones who feel like they are always the strong one. People come to you for advice, for comfort, for direction, but who supports you? God does. In the next 24 hours, let God be your refuge, not just your reference. Do not only talk about Him. Talk to Him. Tell Him what you have been carrying. Tell Him what you cannot solve. Tell Him what hurts. Then sit in silence for a minute and let Him calm you. You do not need to be strong every second. You need to be surrendered. Surrender is the strongest position a believer can take. Sometimes the next 24 hours include hard conversations. You may need to say no. You may need to ask for clarity. You may need to apologize. You may need to forgive. Trust God with your words. In the next 24 hours, speak with grace and firmness. Do not weaponize truth. Do not hide truth. Let love and truth walk together. If someone tries to pull you into drama, step back. If someone tries to guilt you, stay calm. Chosen ones do not argue to prove worth. They communicate to protect peace. If you need wisdom, ask God before you speak, and He will guide you. Some of you are dealing with grief, a loss, a change, a version of life that ended before you were ready. Trusting God with the next 24 hours when you are grieving means you do not rush your healing. God does not demand you smile through pain. He invites you to bring pain to Him. In the next 24 hours, allow yourself to feel what is real, but do not let grief convince you that your future is empty. God is close to the brokenhearted. He is present in the ache. He is gentle in the process. And He can bring beauty again, even after what you thought was final. Many chosen ones have a history of being misunderstood. People labeled you. They assumed motives. They took your quietness the wrong way. That can create a deep desire to explain everything. But trust frees you from that need. Over the next 24 hours, let God be your interpreter. Live clean. Stay consistent. Do not chase every rumor. Do not defend yourself with desperation. Time and fruit expose truth. God knows how to vindicate without you becoming bitter. Your reputation is not your identity. Your identity is in Christ. When you understand that, you stop performing and you start thriving. A revelation that brings peace is this: God can work through ordinary moments. You do not need a dramatic sign to be guided. Sometimes God leads through a wise thought, a gentle conviction, a quiet restraint. In the next 24 hours, pay attention to the small nudges. The moment you feel prompted to call someone. The moment you feel prompted to slow down. The moment you feel prompted to not reply in anger. The moment you feel prompted to give, to serve, to forgive. These are not random. This is God shaping your day. When you obey small promptings, you build a life of trust. Trusting God means you stop living as if everything depends on you. That does not mean you become careless. It means you become anchored. Over the next 24 hours, when you feel pressure, say this: God is with me. God is for me. God goes before me. God strengthens me. God gives me favor when I need it. God gives me humility when I need it. God gives me peace when I need it. Then take the next step. Chosen ones move by faith, not by panic. Your calm is not denial. Your calm is evidence that you know who holds your future. Some of you are about to face a test in the next 24 hours. A temptation to compromise. A chance to gossip. An opportunity to cut corners. A moment to exaggerate. A moment to retaliate. Trust God by choosing integrity. Integrity is protection. It keeps your conscience clear. It keeps your spirit sensitive. It keeps you aligned with your calling. In the next 24 hours, choose the narrow path even if it feels slower. God can accelerate what you build on truth, but shortcuts create invisible cracks. You are not built for fragile success. You are built for lasting impact. Your destiny requires clean foundations. Trusting God also means trusting His forgiveness. Some of you keep bringing the same past to God like He did not hear you the first time. But God is not holding your confessed sin over your head. When He forgives fully. In the next 24 hours, do not let shame speak louder than grace. Shame says you are disqualified. Grace says you are being transformed. Shame says hide. Grace says come closer. The enemy uses shame to keep you distant from God. But God invites you near. You are not loved because you are perfect. You are loved because God is love. Another sign of being chosen is that you feel called to build, not just consume. You want to grow, to serve, to become better. You are not satisfied living on autopilot. That hunger is spiritual. Over the next 24 hours, feed it with truth. Open Scripture. Listen to worship. Remove one unhealthy distraction. Replace it with something that strengthens your soul. This channel exists to help you stay focused and awake. Subscribe because consistent messages build consistent faith. You cannot live on one powerful moment. You need daily renewal. God's mercies are new every morning, and your mindset can be too. Some of you are waiting for confirmation. You feel a calling, but you fear you imagined it. Trust God with the next 24 hours by taking one obedient action in the direction you sense. Send the application. Write the first page. Make the appointment. Start the routine. Not because you already see the whole path, but because obedience invites clarity. God often confirms by movement. When you step forward, He meets you. He opens doors you could not open. He closes doors that would hurt you. The next 24 hours might contain the seed of your next season. Do not despise small beginnings. God grows forests from tiny seeds. Let us speak to those who feel spiritually attacked at night. The mind racing, the heart pounding, the dread whispering, the memories flooding. Trust God with your night. Over the next 24 hours, especially before sleep, create a simple pattern. Turn off the noise earlier. Pray out loud, even if softly. Speak God's truth over your home. Thank Him for protection. Ask for peaceful rest. Then release the need to solve everything before morning. Night is not for battling in your mind. Night is for resting in God. If you wake up, do not panic. Pray a simple sentence and breathe. God is with you in the dark, and His presence is stronger than fear. Some of you are carrying a burden for others. You intercede. You care. You feel responsible. But you are not the Savior. Jesus is. Trust God with the people you love. Over the next 24 hours, pray for them, encourage them, and then release them. You cannot force anyone to choose healing. You cannot force anyone to choose wisdom. You can be faithful, but you cannot be God. When you try, you become drained and resentful. But when you trust, you remain compassionate and steady. God will handle what you cannot. Your role is to love with boundaries and to show up with integrity. That is enough. Trusting God with the next 24 hours means trusting Him with your emotions. You may feel joy and sadness in the same day. You may feel confident and uncertain in the same hour. That is normal. Faith is not about always feeling one thing. Faith is about choosing God in every feeling. Over the next 24 hours, let your emotions be information, not instruction. They can tell you what needs attention, but they do not get to drive your life. Bring them to God. Ask Him to purify what is unhealthy and strengthen what is true. Then act with wisdom. Chosen ones do not get ruled by moods. They get guided by truth. Some of you are stepping into new territory. A new job, a new city, a new relationship, a new season of independence. New seasons can feel exciting and terrifying at once. Trust God with the unknown. Over the next 24 hours, remind yourself that God already lives in your tomorrow. He is not waiting at the end of the week hoping you make it. He is already there, preparing what you need. Your job is to walk with Him now. Stay prayerful. Stay humble. Stay teachable. The enemy loves to intimidate you at the doorway of growth. But intimidation is a sign you are crossing into increase. Step forward anyway. Trusting God means you stop making agreements with hopelessness. Hopelessness says this will never change. Hopelessness says you will always be stuck. Hopelessness says you missed your chance. Those are lies. Over the next 24 hours, reject hopeless language. Replace it with faith language. Say, God can change this. God can heal this. God can restore this. God can provide. God can open doors. God can bring the right people. God can close the wrong paths. You are not trapped. You are being guided. And even if the situation does not shift instantly, God can shift you, which changes everything. A chosen one is often called to lead, but leadership starts in private. It starts when nobody is watching. It starts with discipline, humility, and consistency. Over the next 24 hours, lead your own soul. Choose what you watch. Choose what you speak. Choose what you tolerate. Choose what you believe. Your life is a message. People will learn from your steadiness. You do not have to be famous to be influential. Faithfulness is influence. God's chosen are not always on platforms. Many are in classrooms, offices, kitchens, and quiet neighborhoods, shaping the world through integrity and prayer. Trust God with the next 24 hours, and you will grow in spiritual authority. Some of you have been hurt by church experiences. You met religion without love. You faced judgment instead of guidance. That pain can make trust harder. But God is not the people who failed you. Jesus is gentle and true. Over the next 24 hours, separate God's character from human behavior. Humans can misrepresent Him, but He remains faithful. Bring your disappointment to God and ask Him to heal your perception. Ask Him to connect you with healthy believers and protect you from bitterness. Bitterness keeps you tied to yesterday. Healing opens your future. Your relationship with God is personal. Let Him show you who He is. Trusting God with the next 24 hours also means trusting Him with your purpose. You do not have to know your full destiny to live meaningfully today. Your purpose today might be to forgive, to be honest, to work with excellence, to encourage someone, to be patient, to rest, to learn. Over the next 24 hours, ask God, what is my assignment for today? Then do it. Do not compare your path to other people's highlight reels. God custom made your story. Your pace is not a problem. It is protection. When you stay in your lane, you stop being distracted and you start being powerful. Some of you are battling comparison. You see others succeeding, traveling, buying homes, getting married, building careers, and you feel behind. Trust God with your timeline. Over the next 24 hours, thank God for what He is building in you, not just around you. Your season may look quiet because roots grow in silence. A tree that grows fast without roots falls in the first storm. God is giving you depth. Depth is not glamorous, but it is necessary. Celebrate small progress. Celebrate wisdom you gained. Celebrate how you respond differently now. That is growth. And God is not finished with you. He is faithful to complete what He started. Trusting God means you stop letting one bad moment define the whole day. The next 24 hours will include choices. One bad conversation does not have to ruin your peace. One delay does not have to steal your joy. One mistake does not have to turn into self-hatred. Over the next 24 hours, practice quick recovery. Apologize quickly if you need to. Pray quickly when anxious. Breathe quickly when triggered. Return quickly when distracted. Chosen ones are not perfect. They are resilient. They know how to come back to center. And your center is God's presence. The faster you return, the less damage the enemy can do with a temporary storm. Sometimes trust looks like praising God before you see results. Praise is not pretending. Praise is declaring that God is still good even when life feels hard. Over the next 24 hours, try a simple praise. God, thank you for keeping me. Thank you for opening my eyes. Thank you for providing what I needed so far. Thank you for teaching me. Thank you for protecting me. Thank you for guiding me. Praise shifts your focus from the problem to the provider. It does not erase the battle, but it changes your posture. You stop shrinking. You start standing. And when you stand, you see options you missed while panicking. Trusting God with the next 24 hours means trusting Him with your calling to be set apart. Some of you feel pressure to compromise because everyone else does. But being chosen means being different. Not for pride, but for purpose. Over the next 24 hours, choose holiness in small ways. Speak with kindness. Refuse gossip. Keep promises. Be on time. Do honest work. Treat people with dignity. These choices seem small, but they shape your destiny. God can open bigger doors when He can trust your character. Influence without integrity becomes a trap, but integrity attracts divine favor. You are being positioned, and your daily decisions are part of that positioning. Let us speak to the ones who feel like they are always starting over. A reset can feel like failure, but sometimes it is God's mercy. He removes what is unstable and invites you to rebuild on truth. Over the next 24 hours, do not shame yourself for having to restart. Thank God that He did not let you settle for a counterfeit life. A restart with God is not a setback. It is a realignment. And realignment leads to acceleration. When you stop fighting God's correction, you stop wasting energy. You begin building with peace. You begin building with wisdom. And what you build with God lasts. Some of you are facing an enemy called distraction. Your phone, your news cycle, your endless scrolling, your constant noise. Distraction is spiritual because it steals focus from your assignment. Over the next 24 hours, practice deliberate attention. Put your phone down for a while. Sit with God. Read truth. Pray. Write what you need to do. Then execute with calm. The enemy cannot stop you if he can confuse you. But clarity breaks confusion. Ask God for clarity. He will give it. Your life is not meant to be chaotic. Your spirit is meant to be anchored. When you reduce noise, you hear God more clearly. Trusting God with the next 24 hours includes trusting Him with your identity. You are not your job title. You are not your bank account. You are not your relationship status. You are not your past. You are not what someone called you in anger. You are who God says you are. Over the next 24 hours, let that truth become your mirror. You are loved. You are forgiven. You are guided. You are protected. You are being transformed. You are called. When your identity is stable, your decisions become stable. You stop chasing approval. You stop tolerating disrespect. You stop settling. You start walking like you belong to God, because you do. Some of you have been praying for a sign, but God is asking for trust. A sign can be comforting, but it can also become a crutch. God wants relationship, not superstition. Over the next 24 hours, trust His character even if you do not get a dramatic confirmation. If you are aligning with Scripture, if you are walking in integrity, if you are praying with sincerity, God will guide you. He does not abandon sincere seekers. He may not answer the way you expect, but He will answer in the way you need. Sometimes the answer is a closed door. Sometimes it is a quiet peace. Sometimes it is patience. Trust Him. Trusting God with the next 24 hours means trusting Him with your future impact. Some of you feel called to speak, to teach, to create, to lead, to build community. But fear says you are not ready. Trust says God equips as you obey. Over the next 24 hours, take one step toward your gift. Write one paragraph. Record one voice note. Practice one skill. Read one chapter. Encourage one person. Do not wait to feel ready. Readiness often comes after obedience. God does not call the perfect. He perfects the called. If this message speaks to you, subscribe to Celestial Chosen, because we are building consistent faith, not temporary hype. Some of you will face a moment tomorrow where you must choose peace over being right. That is a spiritual test. Trust God enough to let some battles go. Over the next 24 hours, ask, is this worth my peace? Is this conversation producing fruit or just noise? Not every disagreement deserves your energy. Not every provocation deserves your response. Jesus did not answer every accusation. He stayed focused on His assignment. Chosen ones learn that silence is sometimes obedience. Choose your words wisely. When you speak, speak life. When you stay quiet, stay grounded. Peace is not weakness. Peace is dominion. Trusting God also means trusting Him with your safety. Some of you feel unsafe emotionally because you have been hurt. You keep walls up. You expect disappointment. But God can heal that. Over the next 24 hours, Ask God to restore your ability to trust wisely. Not blindly, but wisely. Wisdom helps you discern who is safe. Wisdom helps you pace vulnerability. Wisdom helps you recognize red flags. You can heal without becoming naive. You can open your heart without losing boundaries. God can protect you while you grow. Your past wounds do not have to become your future personality. God is renewing you. Let Him teach you healthy connection. Sometimes trust is simply choosing gratitude in the middle of uncertainty. Gratitude does not deny the struggle. It highlights God's presence inside it. Over the next 24 hours, list 5 things you can thank God for. Breath, food, a bed, a friend, a lesson, a second chance, a moment of peace. Gratitude strengthens faith because it proves God has been faithful before. And if He was faithful before, He can be faithful again. This is not positive thinking. This is spiritual remembrance. When Israel forgot, fear grew. When they remembered, courage returned. Remember what God has already done for you. It will anchor your next step. Trusting God with the next 24 hours also means trusting Him with your choices when nobody sees. Integrity in private creates authority in public. Over the next 24 hours, do what honors God even when you could get away with less. Speak truth. Be faithful. Keep your commitments. Do not entertain hidden sin. The enemy loves secret compromise because it weakens confidence. But when your conscience is clean, your prayers are bold. Your spirit becomes strong. You walk into rooms without needing approval. You can look people in the eye. You can sleep at night. That is a blessing. God's way is not just morally right. It is mentally freeing. Some of you are in a season of spiritual stretching. God is asking you to forgive deeper, love wiser, and rely on Him more. Stretching hurts, but it also expands capacity. Over the next 24 hours, do not resist growth. Yield to it. If God is convicting you about something, respond quickly. If God is inviting you to a healthier habit, try it. If God is asking you to let go of a toxic connection, obey. Obedience is protection. Every time you obey, you strengthen trust. And trust becomes your lifestyle. Then you become a living testimony. People will feel God through you before you even speak. Trusting God includes trusting His justice. Some of you want to see consequences for those who hurt you. You want vindication. You want the truth to come out. God understands that desire, but He also knows revenge poisons the heart. Over the next 24 hours, release vengeance to God. That does not mean you tolerate abuse. It means you stop carrying hatred. You set boundaries, and you let God handle justice. God is not blind. He sees everything. He can expose what needs exposure at the right time, in the right way. Your job is to stay clean and focused. When you trust God with justice, you keep your spirit light enough to move forward. Trusting God with the next 24 hours also means trusting His joy. Some believers think suffering is the only proof of holiness, but that is not true. God delights in giving you peace. He delights in restoring your laughter. Over the next 24 hours, allow yourself to enjoy a simple gift without guilt. A good meal, a song, a walk, a conversation, a quiet morning. Joy is not a distraction from God. Joy is a fruit of God. It is evidence that the enemy did not steal your spirit. Chosen ones carry joy as resistance. When you choose joy, you are declaring that darkness does not own you. Some of you are about to have a breakthrough in mindset, not circumstance. You will wake up and the situation may still look the same, but you will feel different. That shift is powerful. Over the next 24 hours, invite God to renew your mind. Say, Father, replace lies with truth. Replace fear with faith. Replace bitterness with wisdom. Replace confusion with clarity. Then take action from that renewed place. When your mind changes, your life changes. You start making different choices. You stop tolerating what drains you. You start pursuing what builds you. The enemy fears a renewed mind, because a renewed mind cannot be controlled by old patterns. Trusting God with the next 24 hours is a declaration that you are done living in panic. You are done being driven by urgency that is not from God. You are done chasing people who do not value you. You are done begging for doors God already closed. Over the next 24 hours, walk with dignity. Walk with patience. Walk with courage. If you do not know what to do the next right thing. Pray, then move. Listen, then act. And if you stumble, return quickly. God is not measuring you by perfection. He is measuring you by direction. Keep moving toward Him, and you will not be lost. Now let us close with encouragement, because you are not alone in this. The next 24 hours are not a threat. They are an opportunity for God to show Himself faithful again. You have survived days you thought you would not survive. God carried you then, and He will carry you now. You are not forgotten. You are not disqualified. You are not too late. You are being positioned. Your peace will return. Your clarity will return. Your strength will return. And your purpose will rise stronger than your pain. Subscribe to Celestial Chosen, because we are building a community of faith, wisdom, and courage for God's chosen ones. Before you go, speak this over yourself for the next 24 hours. God, I trust you with my morning. God, I trust you with my decisions. God, I trust you with my emotions. God, I trust you with my family. God, I trust you with my finances. God, I trust you with my future. I will not fear what tomorrow brings, because you are already there. I will not be shaken by opinions, because your voice defines me. I will not be defeated by delay, because your timing is perfect. I will walk in faith today, and I will rest in your love tonight.